Okay, students. So now it's time for malaria. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about malaria and HIV/AIDS. Okay. So malaria, it is a protozoan disease caused by Plasmodium falciparum. Different species are there of Plasmodium which causes malaria. Okay. So let's get started with malaria. So Plasmodium, it is an So Plasmodium, a tiny protozoan responsible for malaria. Different species of Plasmodium, that is Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, and Plasmodium falciparum, that causes malaria in human. Okay, malaria, that protozoan, that Malarian protozoan, that Plasmodium, it is a digenic. It have two hosts. One is your mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, and second one is human. Okay, are responsible for the different type of malaria of these malignant malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum is the most serious one and it can even be fatal. Okay, so the most fatal type of malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum, in which you get high fever, chills. Okay, all these are the symptoms of malaria which is caused by malaria or that Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, Plasmodium enters human body as sporozoite infectious form through the bite of infected female Anopheles. Okay, always remember the vector, the vehicle of Malarian parasite Plasmodium is female Anopheles mosquito. Then why not male mosquito? My question is, why male mosquito is not a vector? Why male mosquito is not a vector? Always female Anopheles mosquito is the vector for malaria. And the answer is that male does not have that piercing, sucking organs which is present in female body. Okay, female body have that organs which is piercing and that piscing organs. Second thing is that Plasmodium can complete its life cycle only in female, not in male. Okay, because it have to lay egg there. Okay, all this life cycle runs there. So that's why female Anopheles get infected by Plasmodium, not male. Okay, and second thing is that male mosquito is dependent on fruit juices, fruit pulp, nectar. The food of male mosquito is nectar. Okay, so that is the reason why only female Anopheles is the vector of Plasmodium, not male Anopheles. Okay, so the parasite initially multiply within the liver cell and then attack to the red blood cell, resulting in their rupture. The rupture for RBC is associated with release of toxin substance called hemozoin, which is responsible for the chill. Okay, so the chemical which is responsible for the chill, for the fever in malaria is your hemozoin. Okay, hemozoin is the chemical, hemozoin is the toxin which is released by that RBCs which is infected by the parasite of plasmodium, Plasmodium. Okay, and high fever recurring every 3 to 4 days. When a female Anopheles mosquito bite an infected person, the parasite enters the mosquito body and undergo further development. The parasite multiply within them to form sporozoite that are stored in their salivary gland. Okay, that salivary gland of mosquito contains sporozoite, and when that mosquito bites you, okay, so that sporozoite which is present inside the saliva of mosquito get enter inside our blood. Now from that your blood streams, it will go inside your liver where it convert into merozoites, okay, and tropozoite. Now it have two fates. One, it will form more merozoites, or it will start to do gametogenesis, forming female and male gametes. Okay, now that merozoite which is further developed, okay, they will enter again in RBC and eat the RBC and release this toxin hemozoin which causes chill and fever in malaria. Okay, now that female and male gametes, they will go and sit towards the skin blood के पास में जाके बैठ जाएंगे, और then when the new female Anopheles come and bite us, that male and female gamete will transfer inside the body of mosquito, and then it will go inside there and do sexual reproduction, produce their oocysts, okay, which convert into that sporozoid. That is the simple life cycle of malaria. Okay, let me show you. See, this is your transmission to human inject sporozoid via bite. Okay, now this sporozoid will enter into liver, okay, and infect hepatocytes. Now in hepatocyte it will do mitotic division. Okay, from mitotic division it will increase the number. Okay, in between of that it will go into a cycle in which it can infect or it will do gametogenesis. Now that gametogenesis produces male and female gamete, and half of them will that rupture or that kills your blood cells. Now what happened? Now again a female mosquito will come and it will bite the blood. It will suck the blood in which you have male and female gametes. Okay. Now these male and female gametocytes enter inside the female mosquito gut, where it do sexual reproduction and produce that sporozoid. And this sporozoid again go inside the salivary gland, sit in the salivary gland of mosquito, and then it will wait for next victim of malaria. Okay, that's how the life cycle runs. Okay, I have one video for you. You can see clearly in that video how this infection spread from one person to another person. Okay, now see that.
From her lectures, One evening, after returning home from her lectures, Zara developed an extremely high temperature. Also, she had frequent severe chills and sweating intermittently. What was really wrong with her? A few diagnostic tests revealed that Zara was suffering from malaria. And now, she was given all the possible best treatments to recover as quickly as possible.
Okay, so in this, but
how did she get infected with malaria in the first place?
When the report of malaria, see, we will do the
and
CBC,
how did the infectious agents take over her
complete
body?
blood count, in which we see
Let's
the
learn this
infection
infectious
number of
disease
blood, all
in detail in this video. To begin with, can you tell me what causes malaria? We've always heard mosquito bites are the root cause of malaria.
But it is
So
not
are mosquitoes responsible for this infection?
responsible for malaria is
You'd be
Plasmodium.
surprised to know that mosquitoes do not cause malaria, but just spread it. And what
Okay.
do we mean by this?
Malaria is spread by
The actual
mosquito,
causative
not
agent of
caused by
malaria
mosquito.
is the protozoa
Malaria is
called
caused
the
by
Plasmodium.
a microorganism, a
Plasmodium
protozoan,
Plasmodium
which is
malaria,
your Plasmodium falciparum,
are a few species
Plasmodium
of Plasmodium
malariae,
that cause
and
malaria
Plasmodium
in
vivax.
humans.
These are the species of
Plasmodium
Plasmodium.
falciparum
Plasmodium
is the
vivax,
most
Plasmodium
violent
malaria,
and
and
can also be
Plasmodium falciparum.
life-threatening.
Plasmodium
So from
falciparum
when
is
does
the
a
most
mosquito come into
violent
picture?
species
Well,
of
the
malaria.
protozoan
Plasmodium.
Plasmodium lives as a parasite in the female Anopheles mosquito. From there, it gets transmitted to the humans with a mosquito bite.
That is the root. Plasmodium
infected
infects
mosquito bite
female
which can cause
Anopheles,
malaria
and female
and not the
Anopheles
insect
bites a
itself.
human, and that healthy human
Thus,
become
the
malaria.
complete life cycle of the malarial
That is
parasitic
the life cycle
protozoa
of malaria.
involves two hosts. The first one is the female Anopheles mosquito.
The host
And the
is
second
your
one is
female
the human
Anopheles,
host.
and second host is human.
Let's understand the complete life cycle of the malarial parasite. It all begins when an infected mosquito bites a human. This helps transfer the malarial parasite into the human body. In order to enjoy her blood meal, the female Anopheles mosquito secretes her saliva into the human bloodstream to prevent blood coagulation. It's with this secretion that the parasite gets a chance to enter the human body. The disease-causing Plasmodium gets transferred from the mosquitoes to the humans in the form of sporozoites. Sporozoites is a stage in the life cycle of the Plasmodium. At this particular stage, they are capable to cause an infection in the human body. And how do they do that? Once they enter the bloodstream of the humans, they eventually reach their target, that is, the liver. Here, they attack the liver cells and stay inside them for quite a long time. They reproduce asexually in order to increase their number. After that, they release themselves back into the bloodstream by bursting out the liver cells. The form in which they are released into the bloodstream is known as the merozoites. These merozoites now target the red blood cells, the RBCs. Now, in the RBCs, the merozoites develop into a ring-like structure called the trophozoite. This form can have two fates. Most of the trophozoites begin with the asexual cycle to give rise to a new merozoites. And this occurs exponentially. The number of merozoites produced is too large for the RBCs to contain. Hence, they are released out with the bursting of the RBCs. The released merozoites can now attack new RBCs and keep increasing their population.
Okay, see. Now your female Anopheles mosquito bites an healthy human. Now this mosquito, which is infected with that Plasmodium, injects that sporozoite stage inside the blood, inside the human body. Now these sporozoite will come inside your blood and transferred and go to your liver. In liver, they will do asexual reproduction or mitosis and increase their number and eat the hepatocyte, that is your liver cells. Now they will come out from liver cells in more number and go inside that RBC. Okay, and the stage which is coming out from the liver and again entering into your RBC is called merozoite. Okay, now this merozoite will accumulate and form a ring-like structure which is called trophozoite. Now this trophozoite have two fates, as this video says. Okay, that one fate it will do asexual reproduction and increase its number exponentially inside your RBC, and after some time that RBC get burst, and during the bursting of RBC, that RBC which is infected by your trophozoite, they releases a toxin which is called hemozoin, which is responsible for increase in the temperature and the fever and chills during the disease time. Okay, and the second phase of this that life cycle, that second phase of trophozoite is that it will do gametogenesis, produces male and female gamete. Let's see that.
Exponentially. The other fate of the trophozoites is entering a sexual cycle.
Gametogenesis, sexual cycle.
With this, the trophozoites give rise to two different gametocytes. Gametocytes, in simple terms, are like the germ cells of Plasmodium. When a non-infected mosquito approaches the infected human for a blood meal, then these gametocytes quickly...
Now, the second phase in which these trophozoite will go under sexual cycle and produce gametes. Okay, and these gametes is your male and female gametes. Okay, now a healthy mosquito when come and bite a human, these gametes will transfer inside the body of that healthy mosquito, and in their gut they will do sexual reproduction and produce oocysts. Okay, that oocyst then again develop into sporozoite and sits on the salivary gland of mosquito. That is how the life cycle of Plasmodium complete in two hosts. The primary host is mosquito and the secondary host is your human. Okay,
pass into the mosquito's body with the sucked blood. Now here, in the mosquito's body, both male and female gametocytes, which are like the germ cells, fuse to form a zygote.
see,
That is,
male and female
fertilization of
fuses
these
form zygote. Now
gametocytes
these zygotes
results
form
in the
oocysts.
formation and the development of a zygote in the mosquito's gut. From here, a structure called oocyst is developed which crosses the gut wall and reaches the salivary glands. Here, the oocyst now releases several sporozoites, which are the mature infective forms of the parasite, ready to infect a new healthy individual with the next blood meal.
So this is the complete life cycle of Plasmodium in malarial disease. Okay, so again I am telling that disease. Okay, This is your infected female Anopheles mosquito. It bites a healthy human and it transfers its sporozoites that sitting in the salivary gland of mosquito into the blood of healthy human. Now by this blood, these sporozoites transport to liver. Okay, and in liver it will do mitosis and increase its number. Now it will eat the hepatocyte inside that liver when it increases its number and come out inside blood again, where it will known as merozoites. Now these merozoites again do rapid replication, rapid duplication inside that RBC, okay, and forms tropozoid, a ring-like structure. Means these merozoites comes together and form a ring-like structure which is called tropozoid. Now this tropozoid again do that mitosis, that division, and increase its number inside the RBC, and due to that RBC get burst. At that time your tropozoites produces a chemical, a toxin which is called hemozoin, which is responsible for the chill and high temperature during your malarial disease. Okay, now this having two phase. First phase that I tell you, it will form a ring like structure and that ring duplicates inside the RBC and increase its number and release out from RBC and decrease that causes that high fever and chills by releasing hemozoin. Second phase of tropozoid is that it will go into sexual cycle and produces two gametes by the process of gametogenesis, that is your female gamete and male gamete. Now a healthy mosquito will come, a healthy female Anopheles mosquito come and bites that unhealthy infected human, and these gametes transfer inside the body of that healthy mosquito. Inside that it will do fertilization and produce a zygote. Then zygote converts into the oocyte inside the gut of that female Anopheles mosquito. After some time it will develop, convert, that oocytes convert into sporozoid and sit on the salivary gland of the mosquito for the next target. That's how the life cycle of malarial parasite completes in two hosts, that is primary host female Anopheles mosquito and secondary host human being. Okay, that is mosquito. So again we are back with the diseases. Now we have sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, STD. Okay, which is caused by unprotected sex. Okay, so we have some names and the pathogen which is caused by these disease. So first we have gonorrhea and bacterial STD caused by Neisseria gonorrhea bacterium. Then we have genital herpes caused by herpes simplex virus, a viral STD. Then we have genital warts, again human papillomavirus, a viral STD caused by virus. Then syphilis caused by Treponema pallidum, again a bacterial pathogen which causes STD, which called syphilis, and the organism which caused this is your Treponema pallidum. Next is trichomonasis caused by Trichomonas vaginaris. It will a protozoan which cause the STD and it mainly infects female. Okay, then chlamydiasis, okay, caused by Chlamydia trachomatosis, again a bacterium which causes STD. Okay, so these are the 6 STD which is caused by different organism, but the most important STD which is in your course is AIDS, HIV AIDS. Okay, let's get started with that. So AIDS, human immunodeficiency syndrome. The full form of AIDS is human immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, again I am saying the full form of AIDS is, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Okay, the full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome and caused by HIV virus, that is human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, so AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a deficiency of immune system. Syndrome means a group of symptoms. AIDS was first reported in 1981. In the last 25 years or so, it has spread all over the world, killing more than 25 million persons. Okay, the kill rate of AIDS is low, but it is vigorously spread. Okay, you can say that spread rate of just we compare two diseases, corona and AIDS. Okay, COVID-19 have very high infectious rate, but its killing rate is low, while your HIV have very high killing rate and spread rate is very low. Okay, so in that world killing more than 25 million persons. AIDS is a viral disease caused by human immunodeficiency virus HIV, a member of group of virus called retrovirus, and which have an envelope enclosing the RNA genome. Okay, the family of HIV virus is retroviridae or your retrovirus. Okay, characterized by decrease in number of helper T cell, also called slim disease. Why it is called slim disease? You can see in this image, the person who is infected by AIDS, HIV, his body is nothing, remains nothing. Okay, it is just like a stick. Okay, a skeleton which having a thin layer of meat. Okay, that's why it is called slim disease. A person who having AIDS, it will become slim trim. Okay, so first detected in homosexual male in USA in 1981 and Disease Control Center Altania in India. First AIDS case was reported in 1986 from Chennai. Okay, so first case of AIDS is been discovered in USA in 1981. Okay, while the first case in India is reported in 1986 in Chennai. Okay, so what are the transmission routes of AIDS? So the first and the most important route is unprotected sex. Okay, sexual contact with infected person or unprotected sex. Okay, then second one is transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products. Okay, means a person who is infected with AIDS, you are taking that body fluids of that person or blood, then you get infected with AIDS. Okay, third one, sharing of infected needles. Okay, if a person injecting the needle and he is infected from HIV, then you are also injecting that needle inside your body, you are automatically get infected. Okay, then from mother to children through placenta, because HIV virus can easily cross your placenta. Okay, HIV virus can easily cross the placenta, that's why an infected mother can transfer HIV AIDS to its developing baby. Okay, high risk people of getting HIV. So who are the people who are on high risk, which is definitely get AIDS? So first one, individual with multiple sex partners. Okay, if you are doing sex with multiple sex partners, then it will usual then that AIDS can be enter inside, that HIV virus can easily enter inside your body without knowing the history of your partner. Okay, second one, individual who required repeated blood transfusion. Okay, if accidentally he or she get transfuted with that infected blood, then it will get infected, the person get infected with HIV. Okay, third one, drug addicts who take drug intravenously. Okay, see, drug addicts, they sit anywhere, they will want drugs anytime. Okay, they are not living without drugs, so they will take that thing from anyone without asking that you have HIV or not. So automatically these people who are taking drugs intravenously, because they do not see that injection is that person who having that injection it is having HIV or not, automatically they are also get disease. And fourth one is child born to HIV infected mother. Okay, automatically that lady which is having HIV AIDS, it will transfer that virus to its baby because it can cross placenta easily. Okay, now that HIV does not spread, the taboo against HIV AIDS, the persons who having HIV AIDS, they are very strictly living in a society उनको जीने नहीं देती जिनको HIV AIDS होता है, उनको अलग अलग तरह के ताने मारते, उनको अलग अलग नजरों से देखते हैं. Okay, so what are the things from which HIV cannot spread? Okay, so HIV does not spread by mere touch or physical contact, spread only through body fluid. Again I am saying it is only transferred or transmitted by body fluid, not physical touch or normal touch or physical touch. Okay, so by kissing, hugging, sharing food, insect bites, using toilet seats, bathing with that infected person, sneezing and coughing of that infected person, or sweat. These things does not transfer HIV from one person to another person. Okay, only the transfusion of body fluid causes the spread of HIV/AIDS. Okay. So now we are going to see the structure of HIV. Okay. So retrovirus, it is the family. Okay. Lentivirus genus and Retroviridi family. Okay. Core has two identical molecules of ssRNA, single-stranded RNA. Enzymes are now, this is very important part, two identical molecules of single-stranded RNA inside the genome of this virus. Okay, and the enzyme which is present inside the genome is your reverse transcriptase, protease, and integrase. Three enzymes are there: reverse transcriptase, protease, and integrase. These three enzymes with this single-stranded RNA make the genome of this virus. Okay, core also has capsid protein, that is P24, and matrix protein P17. Okay, you can see here the inner one is your P24 and the outer one is P17. This is that two molecules of single stranded RNA which is present inside the virus genome. Okay, and you can see this green one is your integrase and this purple one is your protease, and these pink one, okay, which is attaches to single stranded RNA, this is your reverse transcriptase. These are the enzymes which is present inside the genome. Now the outer covering, okay, you are seeing this outer covering orange dot 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 dot. This is your P24 protein coat. Okay, then we have a P17, again outer from that P24. This is the outer protein capsid of HIV virus. Okay, envelope is made up of lipoprotein and contains GP120 and GP41 that receptors. Okay, antigen receptors you can say. Okay, so GP121 has complementary sequence to CD4 receptor present on macrophages, HIV factory, and helper T cells. Okay, now see how that HIV virus enter inside the helper cells and your macrophages. Simple. They have the key. They have the key that locking the macrophages and helper T cells. Okay, जैसे कोई कमरा है उसका उसमें ताला लगा हुआ है, उस ताले को खोलने के लिए आपको चाबी चाहिए, तभी आप उस कमरे के अंदर एंटर कर पाते हो. That is the thing this HIV virus है, and that thing is your GP120. Okay, this GP120 glycoprotein 120 GP120 is the key for the lock which is present on the surface of your macrophages and helper T cells. Okay, they get binded, due to which they can easily enter inside the body of that helper T cells and macrophages, and they start to infect them and making them HIV factory. We are going to see in the life cycle of them. Okay, so that's how your retrovirus HIV get infect a macrophage or a helper T cells. This is your viral RNA virus. Okay, now it make contact this yellow, all this is your macrophage, that macrophage or your that helper T cell. Okay, now this virus make contact with this. Now the GP120 of this virus and GP120 of helper T cell and macrophages get in contact, and it open the cell membrane. The helper T cell and macrophages open the cell membrane for this virus, and this virus get enter inside the genome, inside the cytoplasm of helper T cell and macrophages. Okay, now this virus, when that thing is get sequenced, all the GP120 get sequenced and the gates are open, the membrane of helper T cell and macrophages is open. Now this virus transferred its viral RNA into the cell. That single stranded RNA, the viral RNA, the genetic material, the viral genetic material of this virus get enter inside the cytoplasm of helper T cell and macrophages. Now this viral DNA is produced via reverse transcriptase. Now this RNA convert into DNA. Now this single stranded RNA convert into a single stranded DNA by the process of reverse transcriptase and added by that enzyme which is present inside the genome of virus, that is reverse transcriptase. In molecular basis of inheritance you studied central dogma. Okay, central dogma, in which you studied that DNA produces mRNA, and mRNA produces protein, and DNA itself produces itself. That process is replication, and DNA to mRNA, that is transcription, and mRNA to protein, that is translation. And if you have RNA and that RNA developing DNA, then it is called reverse transcription. Okay, you are getting backside, you are pulling a back gear, then it is your reverse transcription. So same phenomena is being done by the genome, by the genetic material of this virus. It will convert viral RNA into viral DNA by the process of reverse transcription. Okay, now this viral DNA, okay, which is reverse transcript, get inside the host genome, gets inside the cell nucleus of macrophages and that your T helper cell. Okay, inside it will go and multiply and mix with the genome of that cell and start producing the viral DNA molecules. Okay, now it will viral DNA go into the host genome. Okay, it will intermix, it will connect it inside that thing. Okay, by the help of integrase enzyme. Okay, now it will produce new viral DNA. Okay, by the help of protease enzyme. Okay, and new viruses are produced inside the cell. That's how your HIV infects a helper T cell or macrophage. Is simple. Okay. In a flow chart, I am going to explain again this thing. Okay, HIV enters into the body. Two macrophages act as a HIV factory. RNA replicate in the presence of reverse transcriptase to form viral DNA. Now viral DNA incorporate into the host DNA. Infected cell produces virus particles. HIV enters to helper T cells, then replicate and produce progeny viruses, attack other T helper cells. T cell decreases, weaken immunity. Okay, so how that weaken immunity occur inside that HIV? Automatically macrophages is decreasing, T helper cell decreasing. Okay, now how that decreased number of T helper cells send the message of infection to your T killer cell and your B cells which produce antibodies. देखो क्या होता है HIV में, बॉडी में T killer और एंटीबॉडीज भर भर के होती हैं, बट T हेल्पर सेल जो मैसेज देने वाले सेल्स होते हैं, तुम्हारी एंटीबॉडीज को टी किलर सेल को, वही तुम्हारी बॉडी में नहीं होते, तो आगे मैसेज कैसे ट्रांसफर होएगा? उनको कोई सपना तो आ नहीं रहा कि भाई हमारी बॉडी में HIV है, चलो मारने चलते हैं उसको. ओके, तो क्या होता है कि जो HIV टी हेल्पर सेल्स को अटैक करता है, नाउ दिस मैसेजिंग सिस्टम between helper T cells, T killer cells and your B cells has been destroyed, due to which what happened? Immunity collapsed. Secondly, it also infects your macrophages. So macrophages is the second line of defense. Okay, and that thing also collapsed, so automatically more immune suppressive action take place inside the body of human. Okay, and remember one thing, it first infect macrophages, then it infects T helper cells. Okay, ये भी काहे को, माइक्रोफेजेस जो होते हैं वो पहले बॉडी फर्स्ट लाइन सेकंड लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस होते हैं. जब भी तो तुम, तब देखो अपन ने क्या पढ़ा था इन द इनिशियल पार्ट, फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस, टू सेकंड लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस एंड थर्ड लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस. फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस इज योर दैट फिजिकल बैरियर एंड फिजियोकेमिकल बैरियर. Second line of defense is your cellular barrier and cytokine barrier. And in second line of defense we studied cellular barrier, and macrophages is part of second line of defense, cellular barrier. And the third line of defense is your acquired immunity. Okay, and acquired immunity is in two parts, that is your CMIS, cell mediated immune system, and that is AMIS, that is antibody mediated immune system. Okay, so this virus have brain, इस बंदे के पास दिमाग होता है, पहले ही उड़ाएगा तुम्हारी सेकंड लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस को, दैट इज मैक्रोफेज, फिर जाके अटैक करेगा थर्ड लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस को, दैट इज योर एक्वायर्ड इम्यूनिटी, सेल मीडिएटेड इम्यून सिस्टम. ओके, दैट मच ब्रेनी इज दिस वायरस इज. It first destroy your second line of defense, that is your cellular barrier, macrophage, and after that it will go on third line of defense, that is your cell mediated immune system, T helper cell, part of that cell mediated immune system, T helper cell. Okay, so now symptoms. Okay, your HIV AIDS shows three phases. First one is asymptomatic phase. In this virus not show any symptoms. It will present inside your body. It is replicating inside the helper T cell in the macrophages, but it do not show any symptom inside your body. Okay, so there is always a time lag between the infection and appearance of AIDS symptom. This period may be vary from few months to many years. Okay, this asymptom phase can be of few months or many years. 5 to 10 years it can be go. During initial 2 to 12 weeks of this period, antibodies concentration is less than non-organized. Okay, so ELISA test is negative. This period is called window period. Okay, antibody is less in this period. Okay, and that your period is called window period. Okay, ELISA test is negative when you do this in asymptomatic phase. ELISA is the initiatory test of HIV/AIDS. Okay, so it is negative. This period is called window period. Now B is AIDS-related complex ARC. Okay, mild form of AIDS. Okay, that is the second phase of AIDS inside the body of human. That is AIDS-related complex or ARC. Okay, mild form of AIDS: swollen lymph node, bouts of fever, repeated episode of diarrhea, weight loss, prolonged cough. These are the symptoms of second phase of AIDS inside the body of human. And the third one, and which is the symptomatic phase of HIV/AIDS, is your full blown AIDS. Okay, patient becomes severely immune deficient in the period. T lymphocyte and CD count is less than 2 millimeter per cube. Normal value होती है CD4 की more than 900 millimeter cube, but in this disease it will go down and less than 200 millimeter per cube. Okay, and now this condition is called full blown AIDS. Okay, tuberculosis by Mycobacterium avium can infect. See, there is two species of Mycobacterium which cause tuberculosis: Mycobacterium avium and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is very dangerous, but this one is not dangerous. Okay, it will easily corrected, or even it does not infect the lungs. Okay, but in this disease AIDS, okay, your immune system is that much collapsed that this type of bacteria is going to infect your body and make disease inside your body and even cause death. Okay, and remember one thing, it is absolute knowledge or very important knowledge against AIDS, that AIDS never kill a organism by its own. It's never kill a organism, a human, by its own. It's open the gates for other organism to come inside the body of the host and kill the host. Okay, एड्स का वायरस कभी खुद नहीं मारता किसी इंसान को, वो दूसरे ऑर्गेनिजम्स के लिए गेट खोल देता है और जिससे दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म घुसते और इन्फेक्ट करते हैं ह्यूमन की बॉडी को, और उन इन्फेक्शंस को, these infection which is happened during the time of the AIDS are called opportunistic infections like tuberculosis. Okay, candidiasis of mouth and esophagus by fungus Candida albicans. Okay, इतनी immune system low हो जाता है, that much your immune system go down that even a fungus can cause death of you. Okay, pneumonia by fungus, pneumocystis carinii, cancer